Is definitely one all of us here in Kentucky and will be flocking to. Looks like a great movie.
And no snow around here for quite a while. We are looking ahead to some heavy rain, though, expected later tonight. Max 82 radar centered on Metro Louisville. The rain has largely come to an end for the moment. Just some light drizzle for the most part. But if we take a broader view, we'll see more active weather to our south, and especially exiting Dare County at the moment, where Columbia, you had a nice little thunderstorm pass through not too long ago. This is pushing out of the eastern county line there and out of our viewing area, and then you'll be dry for a little bit longer. A little bit further north over Hardin County and E-Town, Radcliffe, Fort Knox, down through primarily E-Town and Lebanon Junction, where you had a heavier downpour there, seeing some nice light moderate rainfall at the moment. As for those amounts that we've had so far since midnight, not too much, but it's still certainly better than nothing. Carrollton picking up about 0.16 of an inch. Campbellsville about 0.2 of an inch there. Munfordville, the winners so far, Munfordville and Huntingburg with 1/4 of an inch of rainfall. We are going to see these totals increasing later tonight in particular. So if you don't see too much rain left over the rest of this afternoon today, don't worry, because I do think later tonight is when we'll see those much better opportunities for some of that heavy rain. Here's a look at Futurecast. This is the latest version. Notice by 3 p.m. we should actually start to see a little bit more sunshine. Temperatures are going to lag a little bit depending on how long those clouds are here, but we should be able to quickly jump into the upper 70s and low 80s with sunshine. Now here's 10:30 tonight. We'll be watching for the main event to push in out of the northwest. We'll see some scattered showers and thunderstorms, and this is probably going to be the time frame where if we saw severe weather, it would likely be occurring, mainly in the form of some pretty heavy downpours and gusty winds with some hail as well. Very slight risk we could have an isolated spin-up tornado, but those bigger threats will continue to be those higher wind gusts, heavy rain, and hail. So you can see how widespread a lot of this rain is, which would be great news for all of us, especially some of those fall crops that could still use a little bit of moisture to increase soybean yield. And looking ahead to Thursday morning, we'll see this rain starting to push south of I-64. Still seeing some of that heavy rain continuing into the late morning hours, but otherwise we'll start to dry out into the afternoon, maybe just a couple of isolated showers or storms for tomorrow afternoon. Then we'll really start to dry out. As for those rainfall amounts, once we see that main event roll through late tonight, rainfall total should end up being around that up to 1 inch range, maybe even a little bit higher than that for a couple of areas. So that would be great rainfall, but it would not make up for that deficit of almost 3 inches that we have for the month here in Louisville. Hometown forecast, those highs for tomorrow. With all of that rain, that will keep our temperatures down a little bit because the ground is so saturated, so the upper 70s. But we are going to warm up again heading into the start of October. Middle 80s and a lot of sunshine will be returning for us. So it's going to be a summer-like start to the month of October.